Good afternoon, traders. It is Tuesday, August 19th, 2014, and U.S. stock market is closed. And, you know, I'm kind of glad the stock market is closed. This has been a pretty stressful last 2 days for me, but of course it's been good. We had yesterday on the close about $23,000 that we were carrying into today, and on the open that $23,000 actually jumped to $37,000, which really looked good. And if we had known exactly what was going to happen, we could have pulled the plug right then and there and gone fishing for the rest of the day. But we trade a system, we hang in there. And what happened was that this this equity kind of slipped, and by the time we got out of it, we had nailed down, closed out $27,000 in profits. Now, $27,000 is pretty good, and it is better than the $23,000 that we had yesterday, but it was just kind of frustrating to see about $10,000 there kind of slip away while we were waiting to get out of everything. But we have to do that. And you know, you can say, well, maybe you ought to do something about the system or something. No, you don't want to do anything about the system. I do a lot of posting on StockTwits, and everybody, you know, many people were telling me with respect to this JRJC trade that I ought to take the money and run, And of course, that started yesterday. It's just you get into these big profits and people want to take profits, and yet we have a system, we stick with it, and because we stick with it, we got more money out of JRJC by waiting till today rather than thinking that huge run was over with tomorrow. And I stick with the system pays off, and you can't expect always to get out at the high of the markets, and it certainly has paid off for us. Anyway, the Dow went up very nicely all day long. Trouble is the Dow didn't have much effect on what we were doing. I mean, all our eggs were in one basket today. We were in that one JRJC trade, and what that stock was going to do was going to determine how we did. We stuck with it, and it paid off beautifully for us, so have no complaints. We are carrying, you know, other than the JRJC trade, we didn't have, the other stuff didn't do very well. It didn't, you know, we didn't have any terrible trades, but it just didn't do very well, and so we're carrying negative $2,900 going into tomorrow, and, but, you know, you can't complain when we had the best trade ever today. Anyway, let's take a look at the charts. Okay, we're looking at the Dow here, and you know, as I say, the Dow Jones Industrial Average had a good day. We had this huge run up yesterday, and then today it was maybe only half the range of that, but it was still nice, pretty steady. We had a run up right at the beginning, and then we actually continued to move a little bit higher all day long. No big pullback in that entire run. But as I say, you know, this really didn't seem to affect what we were doing because we had all our equity basically tied up in one single stock. But anyway, this obviously looks very good for the Dow. I would say, looking at this chart, I kind of have a feeling we might get some pullback tomorrow. Looks like the Dow might want to take a little rest here and then resume its climb, but it's obviously a very strong market, and we're going to see continued buying here. I'll show you couple of the charts. What, you know, as I say, most everything was tied up in one market, but we did have a couple stocks that did pretty well today. One was in KB Home, I think, KBH, and we're holding about $1,600 in that. I'm not going to show you that chart, but I will show you the chart here of China Sun Energy. And I've been thinking of throwing this market out because when I see this stuff, it's getting too thin to trade. And I may still throw it out, but today, you know, yesterday we got into this on a pop-up and then immediately pulled back. Didn't look good at all, but it did move quite a bit higher today, and we're actually holding about $2,500 in China Sun Energy. So that trade looks pretty good, but I'm still looking at maybe pulling this market out because it's just getting too thin to trade. I have to show you JRJC again. I mean, you know, this is to show you what happened with this this stock. You know, we had bought this yesterday. It just going, and when it closed here yesterday, we had about $23,000 in that trade, and even at that point, it was the best trade of the year for us. This last night, I kind of stayed up late. I had some work to do, and I was checking the aftermarket or the pre-market, and yeah, it was continuing to go up. So it wasn't a big surprise to me to see this thing gap up this morning. And I'm going to tell you, at this point up here, JRJC, you know, it's nearly doubled what it did down here. It was up to just shy, or it might even gotten over $40,000 for that single trade. I mean, just unbelievable. And then it backs off a little, and when we finally got out here, we got $32,000 out of it. Now, you know, considering that we went from $23,000 yesterday to $32,000 today, that's not bad. Of course, I would have loved to have gotten out here with $39,000, but that just didn't happen. You know, we don't know what's going to happen with these markets, and it does look like we got out just before a little more significant selling came into that stock. So I'm very pleased with this. Hey, not gonna get upset about $32,000 profitable trade. So anyway, it was a good day, a really good day. We're solidly in the black here, doing really well. This is Trader Bob signing off. I'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday.